Okay, we identified at Witherlea School some issues with digital fluency and in particular lack of time for teachers, multiple platforms. So we put 4 applications into the ministry, hours and hours of work to be declined each time, and then lockdown hit and we had to close the school and go online learning in a heartbeat. And while the teachers did really well, there was a lot of mixed messages, different platforms, kids, adults, teachers unable to access learning or streamline communication. So lucky enough for us, the coffers opened and the ministry rained down some money for a small amount of PLD, and then our 5th application was accepted for 3M Learning, Martin Hughes, and he stepped in just as we were coming back from lockdown to sort a number of things across the school, and in particular hit the teachers first with digital fluency so that will flow into the classrooms, and we've seen that happen. It's just the start though.
So after lockdown, Gemma and I came back to school and we realised that our children in our classes weren't as inept at using digital technologies as we thought they were. What we thought they were able to do, sending emails, communication, completing work online, was actually done so poorly that we decided we need to do something about it. And we started by making it as our spiral of inquiry.
So part of our spiral of inquiry, we gathered some student voice via a Google form, and the Google form was all about digital fluency, and that showed us that we had made some assumptions that the students did not know things, but also some did. So it was good to get an overall student voice of what the kids could do in terms of digital fluency.
Another aspect that COVID highlighted was the fact that the children had poor self-management skills, and the work we've been doing around working with digital fluency and scaffolding and differentiating and feedback has helped to boost that with their that competency looking forward. But also it supports our visible learning, which is one of our guiding documents about goal setting and assessment, feedback and feed forward, and it's being used very effectively to improve that for all students.
There have been numerous positive impacts of BLD on my own personal time management. Being part of the SMT, we need to be working smarter, not harder. So getting rid of some platforms, being taught how to give relative feedback to both students and teachers in a concise, clear way, and making sure that everybody's on the same page by aligning our platforms and emails, and every bit of documentation has really helped.
And I've seen the positive impacts for some of our teachers who are less confident with their digital technology. It's made it more equitable for the teachers. They now are up to date with what everyone else is doing, and things are more streamlined.
One of the key things for me from Martin's PLD sessions is thinking about the students, and when they're learning on devices, is that learning purposeful? So when I've been introducing the same model to the students, and things like different apps and platforms like Insert Learning I've started using, and for feedback, that's for differentiated learning, and for feedback, the Mote platform. So that's been really helpful with the students.
So some examples of how we've used scaffold, differentiation and feedback in class is one that we did at the start of this term, which was a PPR assignment, and on that assignment we had a scaffolded template, which was the task they needed to complete, but we also created a material so they could refer to the material as a scaffold for their learning.
And one of the things that Martin had said to us was our children learning more in less time, or learning less in more time, and we found that they were doing less and more time, and so we had a cake analogy that he taught us that we created for our children, saying, have you finished? Did you throw all the ingredients into a bowl? Have you completed your work? Did you follow the recipe? Is your cake in the oven? Is this my best work? Have you decorated your cake beautifully? Says who? Have you asked a buddy to check it for you? This also helped with the feedback and feed forward from the children to each other.
Yeah, and as I found with this PLD, it wasn't top down like a lot of PLD, it was bottom up. but it also is centred around us making sure that our philosophy around digital education was sound and that it matched our vision, empowering all learners to reach their potential in an innovative community. So PLD is innovative, it helps us all to be innovative, but we've got some clear steps on the way forward, but we've only just begun the journey because we only got 50 hours. And so to continue that and to make sure that we can see differentiation, scaffolding, feedback in all of our classrooms and confident teachers and students with digital learning, then we need more.